All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Giving an Eagle Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. And yeah, today and this season and all the football witnessing, in my view, is about fresh starts. It's about new beginnings and fresh starts. Um, Take even the channel. The channel has had a facelift, as you guys would have seen. I put it on Twitter, and you may have seen my new logo and my new channel banner, and I've created a couple of new playlists, of which this will go on one of those new playlists. It's all about new beginnings, new just up in the game, up in the tempo. And I'm even having a new intro and outro created, so do keep an eye out on those two when they drop. So that's what it's all about. It's all about new beginnings, new focuses, in order to achieve the ultimate goal. And I feel as though that this is very much the case for Arsenal. Arsenal is about new beginnings, new focus. Emery has no more excuses now. We I'm not getting twisted. I'm not one of those guys that were bashing Emery last season, but he made a number of questionable decisions and constantly got the pass because he was not backed, or he had a crap squad, or this, that, and the other. This is now more of his squad. There is still some Benorites in there, but this is much more closer to his squad. This is much more removed from the Arsene Wenger squad. We brought in 6 new faces, 5 of whom will be playing this year. The 6th coming in next year. So there really is no more excuses now. They need to perform, and they need to do well. And that includes Emery, For me, and I've always said this, don't get it twisted in what I'm about to say. Try and read between the lines of what I'm trying to say here. Now, for me, the ultimate aim has to be to try and win the league. Now, don't get it twisted and think that, oh, Chig, you deluded. No. That has to be the aim of the players and the aim of the manager. Us as fan base knows that we need to manage our own expectations and say, all right, as long as these guys get to the top 4, great. But their aim, I don't want them to aim for the top 4. I want them to aim to win the league. And then if they end up getting the top 4, no problem. But they need to aim to win the league. And that has to be their goal. Quite honestly, if you're a big team, that always has to be your goal, regardless of how realistic that is or not. Listen, I'm aiming to have one of the biggest YouTube channels in the world. That is the aim. Whether I'll get there or not is another question. But then if I get to a certain level and it brings me in a nice income, I'm producing quality work, and I'm producing quality content, happy days. But you aim big. That's what I expect a big, ambitious club to do. Spending well over £100 million to me is a signal of intent. It's a signal of intent that this club plans to act and so they should act like a big club, aim to win that league. Whether they'll do that is another question. I say all this to say this. This season, there should be no excuses. Because one might sit there and say, yeah, but we didn't get our defender. Listen, much as I'm happy about Pepe, you took the opportunity to spend the money that arguably should have been spent on a Koulibaly rather than a Pepe. And I'm happy with Pepe. But I trust that you've made that decision because you believe that the team as a collective are going to work harder when it comes to defending. No problem. That's your gamble. I'm speaking to you like Emery in this. That's your gamble. That's your risk. Which means this season's on you now. So, from my perspective, and where do I see this everything shaking down? Newcastle's a good test. Yeah, typically we have a good we have a good record at Newcastle, particularly at home. But even at Newcastle, we tend to do quite well with them. We ran our luck and lost in the most couple of recent seasons, but we do tend to have good record with them. I know people are going to point to the 4-4 that happened like 10 years ago or whatever, but generally we tend to have a good run of form with them. My concern is more about what impression we make on this league. Because if we somehow bumble and stumble our way to a 1-1 draw, it's going to bring everybody from here right down and worried about the season ahead. Because now we can't do anything to improve the team. We just have to ride the wave. Having said all of that, this Newcastle game also gives us an opportunity to slap our big dick down on that table and say, all right, we spent money, now let's show what we got. And I think the likes of Pepe, best believe, teams are paying attention. You know, even the David Luiz signing, I'm a bit skeptical about that signing personally. But people are paying attention to the moves Arsenal have made. Ceballos has been lost under the shuffle of the Pepe signing. I think it's an excellent signing, albeit a temporary one. I think it's an excellent signing because I think he's an excellent player. And I tell you what, he's going to be a little sleeper signing, that guy. You watch what he does. And I think all of these little nuts and bolts need to come together. But Emery also needs to make the right decisions. That means if you see the illustrious Granit Xhaka, who's making his latest pitch to be captain, is playing poorly, you drop him. You don't hope he plays through his form. You just drop him immediately. And you know what? And I love him. But let's be fucking real here. If you see Lucas Torreira looking tired, don't think, oh, well, maybe he'll play through his stamina issues. Drop him. Because that's why you have a big squad. That's why you have the likes of your Joe Willox right there. Me personally, I hold on to Emil Smith Rowe just in case. I personally hold on to him. You know, hopefully with Ainsley Maitland-Niles, I was really keen we'd buy a right back. You never know, maybe we might do eventually. Maybe Callum Chambers decides to play there and we move Ainsley into the middle, like I would hope would happen. Happy days. I just want us to be able to go out there and completely and utterly express ourselves. NK, you know what? Any dumb Robbie jokes that are like just tired and shit, I'm just gonna put you on a timeout, Randall. Right now, going into the game itself, how do I think we'll do? Newcastle are Newcastle. They brought in 5 signings themselves. They also are another team with an owner where the fans don't really think the owner gives a damn about them. But Mike Ashley, to his credit, I guess. Gosh, I don't know if I should compliment Mike Ashley. He did spend money, and he brought in 5 new signings. He also employed Steve Bruce as a manager, and Steve Bruce to me is one of those sort of managers that may just about save them from relegation. Maybe. I don't expect them to cause us a threat tomorrow, and I expect us to go in there and confidently beat them. I know a lot of people, and Mark Ruddock has just said it. Has just said it in the chat. A lot of people have actually started predicting that we'd lose. I don't think so. I think we'll win. I also think that we're going to have to, all the new players that people are expecting us to play, I don't think it's going to happen. Because we have a lot of injuries, or we have a lot of people who are not fit following their summer tournaments, I think that the team shape, we're going to have to compromise a little bit. So I think with that being said, for me, this would be my hopeful 1 to 11 to play Newcastle tomorrow. So, first and foremost, in goal, obviously I'm going to go with Bernd Leno, and I think there's a discussion to be had. He is clearly our number 1. And be interested to see how Leno develops throughout the season, because I thought after a couple of little wobbly shakes, I thought he recovered really well last season and really established his ground as number one. So let's see what he does. And it'd be interesting to see if Martinez takes that number one fight to him. So let's see. Bernd Leno. Now, this might not be a popular choice, but this is a choice because of what I know, because of the issues I know that we have defensively. How can I put it? Because of the issues I know that we have in the team. So this is my outfield players I'm going to play. Right? Gosh, you can tell I'm rusty with this preview stuff. Right, Monreal is our left back, and Monreal is who I'm going to play. Kolasinac would have been the person I'd play, to be honest. But because I know that him and Ozil aren't playing because of ongoing security concerns with their family and that, it's probably the sensible thing to do. If Arsenal feel that there is a threat there, don't put these players in harm's way. So I think, for me, I'd play Monreal, and Monreal will play. Right, this is my defense. I'm going to go with Callum Chambers, and I'm going to go with Socrates. Now, people are going to be surprised by that. I don't want to put David Luiz in a 4. I just don't want to do it. I think he'll get horribly exposed. I don't want to do it. And, you know, I have seen him play his best in a 3. I admittedly have not seen him play in a 4, but by all intents and purposes, he is useless in a 4. And I'd rather not expose him so early. You know, he needs to be in an Arsenal team and get his confidence and get his stride. And I think him and Socrates, it just feels like an accident waiting to. I don't know why. I don't like that combination at all. I think if you had out of one of those guys was a Saliba next to him, I think they'd be fine at 4. Like someone who does all their running. But I think the two of them together doesn't feel like a reassuring situation to me. So I would put Chambers and I'd put Socrates in there. At least Chambers is useful enough. I think he'll do a decent job. I know a lot of you guys don't think he's the best, but I think he's experienced enough to be able to do a decent enough job for me. So those would be the 2 defensive people that I put in the team. Right back, very reluctantly, very, very, very reluctantly, I'm going to put Ainsley Maitland-Niles just because we have no other choice. The other choice would have been Chambers, to be honest, but I'm sacrificing him to be put into the defense. Now, I know a lot of people would have put Chambers in the starting team. I can guarantee people are thinking, Chig, what are you talking about? Why don't you just put Luiz, Socrates, and then Chambers on the right, or Ainsley Maitland-Niles on the right? Well, this is my hopeful 1 to 11, people. This ain't what Emery would do. This is what I would do. So this is my back 4. Central midfield. This is hard. This one is really hard. Normally, I'd pick Torreira, but I don't think Torreira is fit. And for better or worse, Granit Xhaka has had a pre-season. So I put Granit Xhaka alongside Ceballos, who I think will be very impressive, and I'd put him in that position personally. Just ahead of these guys, I'm going to play Joe Willock in an advanced position. I think he's had such a good preseason. It'd be hard to drop him. So I'm going to put him in that position. Plus, we know that Mesut Ozil can't play the game. I know a lot of people would have probably played him. And I think Joe Willock will relish the chance. And I've got a feeling he'd take it, to be fair. So I'm going to go with Joe Willock. Now, up until deadline day, I would have started Alex Iwobi for this game. But then I know that Alex Iwobi hasn't really had much of a preseason. So I know Pepe hasn't had much of a preseason either. Here, starting Pepe in a game like this away from home, I just don't think you're setting him up for particularly good things. Oh, all right. Reluctantly, I'm going to go with Pepe. Pepe on the right. I'm going to go with Nelson on the left. And I'm going to go with Aubameyang up top. that would be my front three. Lacazette, I know, has a bit of a knock with his ankle. I wouldn't push it for this game. You know, I'd give him I'd give him the home game next week. Next week seems like a better game to play Lacazette in. Whereas I think with this game, Aubameyang is sharp. He looks on form. He's 100% the starter. Pepe, I think he's starting in this game. Maybe bring him off after an hour. And then I think you've got Nelson on the left-hand side, who, yeah, it's not an ideal position for him, but I think he could do something on that side and really stretch the defense and cause some problems. I see him heavily involved in training as well. So people, I fully expect Nelson to start. Fully expect him to start tomorrow. Whether it's on the right or the left-hand side, he looks very involved in training. So I think he's going to make an impact tomorrow. I also expect to see someone like Saka on the bench, just in case, just as another option. So yeah, I expect to see some involvement from him as well. For me, what I think will happen tomorrow, I think it'll be a close game. You know, it's the first game for both teams. Both teams will want to make some effort. The fans will be hopeful. It's an away game for us, so you know what away games are like for us. But I think we'll win. As soon as I saw the fixture, I thought we'd win the first game. Don't expect a dazzling performance because it always takes us a while to get into our stride. But I think we will stumble our way through the game and get a 2-1 victory. I'll take that. 3 points, move on to the next. You guys let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments below. Please, there's 75 people watching. I know it's Saturday night. It's never a popular time to do a video. But please do stick a like before you bounce. Let me just quickly go into the chat and see what you guys are saying. Please do leave a comment in the chat. Make it always respectful. Any stupid Robbie jokes, I ain't got time for this. I will kick you out. I'm on business. Right. Chig, can you turn the audio up? God, can you guys not hear me? Can you really not hear me? Oh, that's not good. Oh, it's a bit late now. Sorry, guys. I didn't realize you couldn't hear me. I hope you can hear me a little bit better. But yeah, sorry about that. I'll fix that for next time. Come on, lads, no fucking about. Uh, 2-0 Arsenal, not fit. Schaefer's houses. Drop a like on the video. Yes, please, guys. 32 likes. That means at least half of you ain't liked it. Come on now. Drive them likes up. I sound like KSI. Okay. All right. UFC preview. It's coming, man. I'll talk to Ola and we'll get it together. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's definitely coming. It was fine, Chig. We can hear you. Audio was fine. Great. I like listening to you through a studio system. Sounds normal to me, dude. All right, Paul. Thank you, brother. I definitely trust you. If you say there's no issues, there's no issues. Give me some predictions before I go. Predictions, guys. What do you think for tomorrow? I will make Granit Xhaka tap. Reginda's on it. Did I watch any of the games today? I did, and I was gutted for Villa. And Man City winning 5-0 is kind of standard procedure at this point. It's a case of how many Man City players do you guys have in your fantasy football teams? All right, let's look at some of these predictions. Lundberg can't think 1-1. Typically not positive as usual. Lundberg Evan is full of, I'm assuming you mean 3-0 to Arsenal and not Newcastle. But 3-0 Evan, Boyce 3-0. Ray Addison, a 3. Oh, he thinks we'll lose 3-1. Oh dear. Ray. Um, Anthony 3-1 to us. Nice and positive. Joseph 2-0. Reese thinks 4+. Wow. Okay. Chig, I want to see us win 6-0. Edwin, imagine if we actually won 6-0. Imagine. Xhaka worries me. Ceballos and Willock. I could understand that. I kind of. But then who would you play as a number 10, Mark? I mean, the other thing that you could do, straight up, and I did think about it, was you leave Xhaka out of the team, you play Willock and Ceballos, you play Reece Nelson as a number 10. He seemed to do quite well centrally last season when he was on loan. And then you put Saka out left. That would be a hell of a team. It'd be quick. I will say that. It'll be rapid. That's the other thing you could do. Rabadan, the Liverpool fan, he must be buzzing after Friday. 3-1. 3-1. Me too, got it for Villa. 1-2 Kane offside. Sorry, should have said 3-1 to Arsenal. Oh, I see. Okay, my bad. Maybe I read it wrong, Paul. Ray, I should say. Maybe I read it wrong, Ray. No worries. All right, guys. In that case, that's cool. I'm going to nip off out of here. Please enjoy your Saturday nights. Please don't forget to stick a like on. I know I bang on about it. It does help. It really does help. Thank you guys for watching. I will be back. Also, see the audio is crackly. Okay, Amraj, I'll sort that out. No problem. I'll be back tomorrow with Lee for the watch along. So please don't miss that. That'll be on Lee's channel. So do check that out. We're gonna have a lot of fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that. So make sure you don't miss that out. I'll be doing a review straight after that. And then a couple of hours later, probably in the evening, I'll be doing my player ratings. Yes, the player ratings are back, baby. So make sure you don't forget that. And that's pretty much it. All right, I'm out of here. Take care. Peace.